Seniors, is daily masturbation damaging your brain? That's a fair and often overlooked question, especially as we age and begin paying closer attention to how our habits impact our overall quality of life and even the health of our brain. If you're a man over 60 and serious about protecting your mind, brain, and vitality, pause right now and subscribe. We drop science-backed, soul-saving tips every week to help you live clearer, stronger, and more connected. For seniors, the issue is rarely just about frequency. It's about how a habit like masturbation fits into your emotional, physical, and brain health, as well as your overall relational well-being at this stage of life. As we grow older, our bodies and minds, and our brains, go through significant changes. What once felt routine or harmless can, over time, become a substitute for deeper needs, connection, purpose, companionship. Masturbation, particularly when done frequently or in isolation, may start to drain energy, affect motivation, or even create emotional distance from meaningful human interaction, all of which can subtly impact your brain's long-term function and emotional balance. So instead of asking, how much is too much? A better reflection might be, is this helping me feel truly fulfilled? Or is it just filling time? That shift in perspective matters. Because at this stage in life, more than ever, the habits we keep should enrich us, not quietly exhaust us. If you're ready to be honest with yourself, type 1 in the comments. We're not here to shame you, we're here to help you see clearly. Now, let's unpack why this habit becomes so dangerous as you age. Why no masturbation is safe, especially for seniors. Contrary to popular belief, masturbation is not healthy at any frequency. Many people, especially seniors, are misled into thinking that self-pleasure is natural, harmless, or even beneficial for things like prostate health. But the truth is, this habit causes silent and lasting damage to your brain. Over time, masturbation rewires your brain. You become dependent on artificial stimulation for dopamine, destroying your natural reward systems. This leads to poor memory, low motivation, difficulty concentrating, emotional instability, increased social withdrawal, compulsive sexual behavior, sleep disruption, heightened risk of depression. These effects are especially damaging in older adults, where cognitive decline and emotional sensitivity are already concerns. The brain-masturbation connection. Each time you masturbate, your brain gets a dopamine spike, a reward signal. But over time, the brain becomes desensitized. You need more stimulation to feel the same reward. This dependency spirals into compulsion, similar to drug addiction. Seniors are more vulnerable to this because dopamine levels naturally decline with age. Instead of boosting well-being, masturbation accelerates neurological decline. I once worked with a patient named Adam, just 32 at the time. He had developed a daily habit of masturbation and came to me complaining of persistent mental fog, low emotional energy, and a deep lack of motivation. After evaluating his lifestyle, we worked together on a full cessation plan. Within 2 weeks of quitting the habit entirely, no porn, no self-stimulation, he reported marked improvement in focus, reduced anxiety, and renewed daily drive. While Adam was relatively young, the patterns we saw in his case are magnified in older men. What might be tolerable in your 30s becomes debilitating by your 60s, especially with age-related neurological vulnerabilities. Pornography makes it worse. Let's be honest, most masturbation doesn't happen in isolation. It's paired with pornographic content, which further damages the brain. Science shows that pornography reduces frontal lobe activity, the region responsible for decision-making, memory, and emotional control. The result? Impaired judgment, emotional numbness, obsessive thoughts, lack of drive, increased shame and guilt. For seniors, who may already struggle with memory and focus, this creates dangerous acceleration in mental decline. Masturbation equals brain damage. The consequences of masturbation are not just emotional, they're neurological. Here's what excessive dopamine stimulation does to the aging brain. Frontal lobe suppression. Decreased ability to think clearly, plan, or recall information. Reward center. Desensitization. The brain loses its natural response to pleasure. Cognitive fog. A constant state of mental sluggishness and low motivation. Neurological dysregulation. Erratic mood swings, anxiety and depression. This is why many older men find themselves in a cycle of anxiety, loneliness, and compulsive masturbation. And they don't realize masturbation is the cause, not the cure. Prostate myths debunked. One of the biggest lies told to older men is that masturbation protects the prostate. The science on this is inconclusive, at best. In fact, some studies show that frequent masturbation may inflame the prostate and contribute to discomfort. Many urologists don't account for compulsive sexual behavior when advising on prostate health. If you're masturbating often and watching porn, your brain is suffering far more than your prostate is benefiting. And here's the truth. Prostate cancer is extremely rare in men under 60. The risk is far lower than the cognitive harm caused by masturbation. Real preventive health comes from proper medical checkups, not from self-pleasure. Are you finding this information helpful so far? Type 1 if it's helping, or 0 if you want us to explore other topics. Loss of intimacy and purpose. Many seniors find themselves increasingly disconnected from real intimacy. Masturbation becomes a replacement for meaningful relationships. This leads to increased loneliness, social withdrawal, loss of desire to date or reconnect, decreased self-worth. It becomes easier to turn to a screen than to connect with a partner or meet someone new. Over time, this robs you of joy, human connection, and emotional vitality. Victor, another patient I treated, was 38 and in a long-term relationship. Despite having a partner, he admitted to choosing masturbation over physical intimacy, more often than not. As time passed, his emotional connection weakened. He began experiencing intense guilt, anxiety, and feelings of shame. Social situations became harder for him. He started pulling away from both his relationship and broader social life. So after a structured no masturbation regimen and targeted lifestyle interventions, Victor began repairing both his self-worth and his relationship. And while Victor was under 40, I have seen similar and often more severe cases in older men who mistake their emotional distance and sexual disconnection as normal aging. The truth, in many of those cases, masturbation was the root of the decline. The truth hurts, you don't need it. Your brain does not need masturbation. That belief is planted by years of habit and misinformation. The feelings of relief or pleasure are short-lived. The long-term cost is too high, especially for seniors who need to protect their brain health, maintain energy, and preserve emotional resilience. Take the challenge: 14 days, no masturbation. If you're still not convinced, try this. No masturbation for 14 days, no porn, no sexual self-stimulation at all. Track how you feel. Clearer mind, stronger energy, deeper sleep, better motivation. Thousands of men, especially those over 50, have reported feeling like a fog lifted from their brain after quitting. Post-training tips for seniors. Here's how to replace the habit with something that actually improves your health. Join a senior walking or fitness group. reconnect with your partner, or build new friendships. Volunteer or engage in meaningful work. Meditate daily to regulate mood. Read, learn, and challenge your mind. Build a brain that doesn't need stimulation to feel good, one that creates natural, lasting joy. Final message. Masturbation is a threat to senior health. If you're over 60, your brain is already more sensitive to decline. Masturbation accelerates that decline. It hijacks your reward system, drains your motivation, increases anxiety, and leads to isolation. The truth is simple. No form of masturbation is safe. It's not a stress reliever. It's a brain-damaging, soul-draining compulsion disguised as self-care. Protect your brain, protect your prostate, reclaim your life.